Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's stream. We are, well, you guys can see there's a lot around the desk to start working with. So definitely going to have some fun tonight, I hope, as we start assembling what is just a big print. So hopefully everybody's doing great tonight. We've got a lot going on. There is just a bunch of models and stuff out there to kind of have fun with. So, but basically, if you guys can't tell, we're working on a new Battlestar Pegasus, and well, I mean, I don't need to say more. It's huge. So basically, what we're going to start doing tonight is we're going to start getting this ship put together. Now, you may notice too, when looking at it, there's a bunch of, looks like unfinished parts. That's on purpose. So they're unfinished and open because I really wanted a lot of detail in these sections. So basically, it's going to be whole nother pieces that get put on here. And some pieces may actually get sanded off to make for other print pieces that I decide to put on here. Yeah. JJ, this is going to be huge because I'm actually thinking about sanding these guns off, and actually I have the print for the more Battlestar Galactica style guns that I can actually get right about that size and actually mount them maybe with magnets or something. But tonight we are just working on just trying to get the main hull of the ship cleaned up and start getting some assembly done. So to do so, I'm going to use some of my pretty standard tools to assemble it. Super glue, 3D printing pin. Depending on how the process goes, there may be some epoxy put in here. I haven't decided if I want to go that far. We're just going to have to see how she holds together. Move my keyboard here. And some bamboo skewers. So you're probably sitting there going, Mike, why bamboo skewers? Well, basically, I can put, if you look down, you can see a lot of hollowness to this. And that was done on purpose. Originally, this wasn't even going to be mine. I had originally started to print this for somebody else, and they decided they couldn't afford it. So, unfortunately, I was already 8 days into the print, so I went ahead and printed it. Now, I could go really cool, light it up, stuff like that, but I'm just not really kind of equipped to do that right now for this model. So I just want to build it and give it an awesome paint job. That's what I'm after tonight. So we've got kind of the, like I said, the basic tools, and for the fun of it, I did print. They're not the scale to this, but we got some Mark 7 Vipers to play with maybe later on. So that just needs some loving. But I'm going to need some snips. I'm going to need my handy dandy. The way my day is going here. My Citadel mold line remover. So, because you guys can see there is some where there's support that I just don't want to. Now, a lot of people just get the X-Acto knife. Honestly, this tool does just a good enough job of popping out a lot of that support material. So I'm not even worried about it. So basically, we are going to finish cleaning off and getting some assembly into this. Yeah, this one's going to be massive. I think when I laid it out and measured it, that this was 38 inches long. So it's going to be huge, which is why we've got the bamboo skewers to kind of help, give support across the length of the model. And we've got the open section so I can do some resin prints, some really cool extra detail. But I mean, even with FDM, I mean, the level of detail is just awesome. The layer lines are not even really an issue. It is kind of on some of the other pieces. There's more layer lines, but like the nose here, there's not going to be a lot of sanding or filling. Right now it's more of a financial thing, JJ, than it is a would I love to do it? Yeah, but when I started looking at all the pieces, this model would get into the hundreds of the lighting would get pretty far up there, and I'm just not really interested in tackling that. So I just want to build it, do a really awesome paint job, especially kind of what I'm thinking is later in the Pegasus life, where she's been, out there with it, so, and running from the Cylons for a long time. So basically, there's nothing stopping me from printing a second one. So, but right now for this one, we're just gonna go for a paint job, and once it's painted and everything looks beautiful and happy and all that, probably say goodbye to it. I'll probably put it up on my Etsy shop or something like that and let it go to a new home. So, but right now I'm more interested, let's get her assembled and let's get looking at what she looks like. And no, there's still a little bit left in there. I love these super glues from Dollar Tree. They just work really well. They're cheap. They don't clog up near as bad as the little tubes. I love the ability to hold it the way that I do. Now, a lot of times I do a project like this, I would get the, and we may use this later on tonight, I'd use the super glue accelerator, but for like these bigger pieces, the files are available. I have a whole video on making the Pegasus, so go check out that video, and in the description you should find it. If not, reach out and I will probably put a link in the description of this after it'll probably be tomorrow morning till I get it done. So when we do the description and thumbnail and all that fun jazz. But this model is such a beautiful print. I love this one. The default file size is 14 inches. So you can tell I blew it up big time. I made this one a massive print because because I can. I'm gonna set that over to the side, let that one start to dry. So this one, I printed all these pieces all at the same time. I took the risk. I took the risk on a CR10 Max. So these were all printed together. It took the printer 16 days to do this job. So it was definitely a long job. So kind of keep that in mind, that it'll take some time. The smaller one, I do not have a smaller one anywhere within reach, and I love that little ship. But the little one is about 14 inches. And actually, I think I painted it on this channel, on the live stream. Yeah, definitely kind of keep in mind, there was definitely some risks taken with this one, but the risk paid off. The power company did not forsake me that week. All right, let that dry. Let's start. So my goal tonight is to get the, hey Douglas, how's it going? Is to get the main body done. I've got the pods. They're in two pieces. We may get them glued together. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to pull out some clamps for that. But I want to get the engine section put together. So you guys can see, like even this one, this is all actually unfinished. That's on purpose. So I can actually kind of measure and create some cool extra detail to go in there with some resin prints is my hope. And kind of do some filling in with these engines too, and really give this an awesome effect. So, and you can see it kind of had a little bit of a boo-boo when I was peeling stuff off. Some of these started popping free, but nothing a little glue can't handle. Basically, you guys can see this is actually going to go together pretty easy. So what I need, what am I thinking? So basically some of this I'm going to put together. Honestly, it doesn't hurt my bill that bad. So it's no worse than running a heater, anything like that, because you're just running a hot end. They're actually quite power efficient. It's when you start having 20 of them in your home, you start to see that impact. But one printer shouldn't hurt your power bill that horribly. Oh, where's my super glue? I'm still learning my desk. Still learning the new desk. I don't even know what scale it is, Douglas. It's 38 inches long when she's fully assembled. So, scale, massive. It's what I'm going to go with. So, I'm going to go through a ton of super glue in that tonight. Getting this thing in one feasible piece, I think. But you know what? It's all worth it. And again, like I said earlier, I get all my super glue at Dollar Tree. I love these little red super glues. They work really well. JJ, which one'd you get? What printer are you going to be bringing to the game? But I mean, you can just see that's the back engines. I mean, Mike has lost his mind a little bit. So luckily these kind of just sit together, so I don't really have to clamp them. Actually, I'm gonna ball up a little bit. Super glue accelerant, here we come. All right. Yeah, the Cobra Max looks like a fun one. The Illigu Neptune 2S. Ah, awesome. I have not played with either of those two printers. So, but you guys saw in last Friday's video where all my money went. Oh, Mike put all his money in another one of those frozen printers. So, and I'll be honest with you, I have no regrets with the prints that I've got coming out of them right now. JJ, if you want a bigger one, my go-to large printer is the CR10 V2 or V3. Which I think if you check out the Creality site, they've been having them on sale for $279, I think. So, kind of one of those things I learned in the beginning too was great. If you're just going to be doing it as a hobby, printing stuff every once in a while, 2 was gold. 3 was okay, 4 you're getting out of control. So, But yeah, you can already see the super glue accelerant has already locked it in. So we're starting to see some good movement there. Yeah, the CR10 V2 is my go-to. I've got 2 V2s and 1 V3. And the only difference between the V2 and the V3 is a direct drive extruder. That's the only real difference between the two of them and the price. I have 1 direct drive and I have 2 of the standard V2 standard extruders. Wouldn't trade them for the world. Love them. One did get damaged in the move. I'm waiting on parts. But, you know, they're real easy to fix. Parts are pretty easy to find. So it's a good printer. It's about all I can truly say, good or bad, about it. It's a good printer. And I love them dearly. The fact that one's damaged right now kind of hurts my soul a little bit. But, you know, that is what it is. Ooh, I missed some supports. Oh, we gotta get the supports out. Where my disorganizedness has shown, there it is, is my putty knife. So, yeah, 3D printing with you being in CNC and stuff like that, this is gonna be second nature for you. So, and probably a really fun hobby. Gotta get some of these supports out that I missed. Start revealing more of that detail in there. We want all the detail we can get. And it's the cool thing to think about. A lot of people cringe when they see me pulling these supports off. These are meant to be popped off. I'm really not applying that much pressure. So kind of keep that in mind. And honestly, my opinion right now too is I want her to show a little battle damage. So if an oops happens, cool. I just made the model better, in my opinion. So that's not support, that's not support, that is. All right, so all in all, you guys can see this thing is just coming clean. Support is popping off the way it should. Sometimes they get in there though. Sometimes they get in there and they're just kind of a bear to pop out. Or sometimes they just go boom, like that. And that's just exposing all that detail that should be showing. There we go. There we go. It's got some more to pop off over here. This was printed on the CR10 Max, Douglas, and all one big, nice, pretty job. Woohoo! That one went flying. You may want to wear safety glasses sometimes when you do this. I'm just kind of have to put the safety disclaimer out there, ladies and gentlemen. And some of these parts like this, I'm not going to throw away. So, because they have the inlays from what they were protecting, so definitely kind of gives possible cool parts and different things like that. So but right now I want to take this stuff off now because I don't want to have to be prying against it against the whole model where I could possibly break it. And you can see that's opened up a nice bit of it. You've got the part where the ship's crest is. And you can see how that's going to sit with the engines. Like that, and make one great big hull piece. Now, the way this printed, it's going to be hard for me to really kind of show on camera. I'm going to have to do some welding with the 3D printing pin for this piece because of how this is so hollow. So I want to do a little bit more cleanup in here. I didn't notice the raft was not fully cleaned. We need to get that cleaned up. We'll say hello to my friend Snippy Snips here. And we'll pry that out. And guys, this is definitely part one of this build. It's not, we are not finishing this in a night. So this will be a multi-week thing. We may rotate with the Mad Cat, whatever cool comes back across my plate. But it was kind of one of those things. I read the poll from last week, which I do apologize for canceling. And you guys wanted to see models. So here they are. They are back. And Mike has work he needs to do on them, so even better. Oh, I got so much work to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Other than use a ton of super glue tonight, which is A-okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the super glue to create a basic hold right now. That way it will hold the part in place so I can come back in with the 3D printing pin and do some cleanup and fixing of the model. Which actually feels like I'm going to get a really good hold. Well, no, I spoke too soon now, didn't I? And the cool part about right now is things don't need to be perfect. Things can be off, they can be a little weird, because that's what the pin's going to help us fix. So I need to just let that sit. But I can't because I got to show you guys. I mean, so the mat here is 36 by 24. And that's sitting on the mat. So, yeah. She's massive. So the front's starting to take hold. And that gap down in there doesn't faze me a bit between fillers, 3D printing pin, and everything else. This is going to look pretty darn snazzy. So, not even worried about that. Did notice there's some pieces that I didn't clean off that need to pop out. Pop those out real quick. Get more of that detail. More detail exposed. Get these supports off here. Now you guys see how these supports are popping off? A little bit of pressure and they just pop clear. That's what you want when you have supports. So that one's a little stuck. There it goes. All right. And that's more detail right for the picking. All right, we got this section we need to clean up a little bit. Doesn't look too terrible. I've already cleaned this one up. That's why I popped all the supports out of those locations. All right, so basically now we're going to take this section and we're going to get it lined up back here and get it paired on just like that. Then we will have a very massive, very tall ship. Again, I'm just going to use the super glue for now to get a bonding. Then this guy is going to come in and really give a good weld. So these are about $50. This is a 3D printing pin. Uses your filament. If you haven't seen me talk about these, go check out my video on this because this is an awesome tool to have around. Like I said, 50, 60 bucks. This thing works great for fixing models, saving models, welding models together. It is a very much go-to tool for me. So definitely recommend that one. So we're going to work around, just get a good bead on here. We may not get these two big sections put together tonight, but we'll get some of it put together tonight. So, you guys seeing what I'm working on? What are you guys working on? What projects you all got going on? I know we're all either dreaming or printing things, so what's everybody else out there got going on? I know, JJ, you got to get your printer out of the box. That's step one. Oh. All right. We'll let that one sit. Let that one dry. So we've got basically the two big lengths of the hull put together. And like I mentioned earlier, the bamboo skewers are here for a reason. So unfortunately, due to scent and all that, I'm not going to do this live on stream, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do when I get ready to assemble the two halves. So you guys can see, nice straight hollow. Same on that other section. So basically I'm going to epoxy these into place to grant strength to the model so that she can support her own weight. I plan on just doing a whole set of 6 so that her center section can actually support the weight of both of them. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 2-layer epoxy. I think I've got some sitting around right here. Basically I'm going to use this stuff to actually meld that to the model. And then these seams where you guys have seen me working, the 3D printing pen, I'm actually kind of hoping the engine section might become hard enough that I can come in and actually weld that. But since we're doing good on time, we can start looking at the bays. So, because this model, it's not going to be light. That's kind of the trick about it. So, basically, the pods are just 2 pieces. They just need adhered together, and then they'll connect on. The one thing about the Pegasus is weird. It's got standard and inverted landing bays. I always thought that was kind of cool. And I'm still thinking about if I'm going to take these off and actually print some guns to actually give it more of a feel. Because if I remember right, there was like a gun right here sitting in these areas that don't have them. So I'm actually thinking about it. Those will be resin prints though. But a lot of these detail pieces I'm wanting to add to the model are going to be resin prints. So, and maybe they might be my own designs. I don't know. If I do that, I'm having a problem with this software and my display size. It doesn't like it. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to, if I actually sit down and start doing this in Fusion and stuff like that, how can I get it to where you guys can see it? And I'm running into a resolution issue on that one, so I'll solve that one though. Just picking out some of this support that's in some of these grooves. And just kind of trimming up some corners. Trimmed up pretty good. So, all right, let's start getting the fly pods put together. So, a base paint layer will be a gray gunmetal is the plan. We'll do a base gunmetal layer because, yeah. But what I may do is actually come in with like a dark silver and do a lot of the seam lining and then come back across with the gunmetal to brighten it up, and then maybe a little bit of some silver, stuff like that. And then we got to weather it, so there'll be some weathering done to it, some rusting, because she's been out in space forever, and even somehow in space we still find rust. Okay, for this I'm going to use the accelerator again. You guys can see the instant I sprayed that, it turns the super glue a goldish. I need to do this really quickly so I get it to adhere quickly and properly. There we go. Now we'll give that a little bit. I'll hold on to her here real quick. So I'm kind of in a debate of something. I kind of want to try something, and I may do it to the flight pods. I'm debating going solid glass black and then come across with graphite powder. But basically, I'm going to go real dark into these seam lines and then come back real light. Don't worry, you guys will see. It'll be done. This is one of those projects like the Mad Cat that's going to be done here. So there is no time limit on this. There is no requirement for me to get this done. This is just it got abandoned, and I'm going to make something out of it project, and I'm going to do it with you guys. So if you have a recommendation, definitely leave it down in the comments down below and let me know your recommendation, because, you know, that's how we learn and how we grow and how we do things on this channel, is we all work together. So like your rub and buff technique, JJ, throw a video out there for me to go look at, you know, because we all look at the comments, and we may, you know, you putting something out there is going to help someone else. So that's what the whole goal of this channel is to help each other. So definitely something we all want and need. So, oh man, what have I done? What have I done? What have I made here? Douglas, all of it. I will be using everything. I almost have the paint booth. So I have the base design for the actual rattle can and airbrushing outdoor paint booth done. I think I have all my parts to actually build it. Brush painting will be done right here. Now some of the rattle can stuff and stuff like that, maybe it may get turned into just a video, just to maybe just teach techniques, but we'll try to get it on there. I know I'm doing that off stream. I just don't want to spray it directly across my desk. So that's why I'm going off camera a little bit when I spray that. So just trying to get her straight. And it's one thing about the accelerant, that's already tough. It's already hardening up really well and becoming very hard, which is what we want. And bada boom, bada bing, we've got some flight pods, ladies and gentlemen. We are down a start of a very dark road. Hey, two-a-days, good to see you. It's been a while, man. So two-a-days has bought one of the original ones from me. So I just got my gimbal today to be able to take a look at the print room. So I have resin land complete. It's done. I'm still mounting cameras and Raspberry Pis on the filament side, but I actually do plan to record the print room tour here before too long, along with combination of this room. So you guys notice, like, back here is the print studio. When I'm doing videos, that's what I'm in front of. Well, what's over here that you don't see, and this area, which you will see when the paint channel keeps going. So overall length is 38 inches two-a-day. So roughly this is almost 3 times larger than the model that you got from me. So now I gotta fix a section here that did an unfortunate thing. That won't be hard to fix. Get that guy in place. Then a little bit more glue. It's one of those guys. I put the you guys answered the poll, so I'm trying to meet expectation of that poll. Now I will fully admit this beautiful ship was printed in the old print shop, so but it is getting strong enough. And I'm feeling gutsy, which is never a good thing when I feel that way. I'm not going to assemble it. So this pad is 36 inches. I'm going to get her flight bays right next to her. Oh, this thing took 16 days to print. All one print job on the CR10 Max. 16 days. This is one of the print jobs that I used my spool of 5 kilogram spool to make sure I didn't run out of filament. So it's definitely one of those things. This is a big build. And when it's all, and you guys can see just looking at it, I mean, she is not teeny. It is going to come together. I mean, there's my hand. My hand is one segment of this ship. So, I mean, this thing is as long as almost my arm. Oh, what have I done? I've done exactly what I set out to do. So, and now we're going to start heating up the pin because I want to start working around in here a little bit, fill that in, and we're going to start actually working on it. Working on the additional 3D printing sections of this. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this content so far. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to consider helping out the channel, go check out our Patreon. And soon, the YouTube membership should be coming, which is going to have some fun stuff, guys. And hopefully you guys will join. But definitely, leave those comments down below too. Even if you're just saying hi, a comment, the algorithm sees it and puts us out further. And I think this is going to be one of many, many big builds we're going to start doing. So upstairs, I've got some bus printing that will be going to my friend to be painted. We've got a Master Chief one where you can take the helmet on and off, which is pretty cool. So make sure you're going out and checking out Instagram, because you'll see projects on Instagram long before you see them actually coming over here. So because Instagram catches a lot of my resin printing, so kind of keep that in mind. Go check that out. Ooh, it's been a while since I heated you up. I can smell you. We got some filament to work with. So, yeah, we've got a lot coming up, especially with winter getting here, not going outside as much, stuff like that. Yeah, 2-a-days it does, which I got 3 of those in the garage right now. Shh. The 350 refit and the original 350 are sitting in the garage right now for some fun projects coming up on what is about to be the other channel. So, but I need to unload this, but it's not going to let me. And basically, I'm just going to draw a bead across here to help just give that some strength. And that finally ran out. Now you're seeing me reload live. Oh, the Enterprise F, huh? You mean the ship that finally became canon? Alright. Oh, I gotta get a new power strip up here. I'll do some welds back here at the engine section real quick. Just add in a bit of strength into the model. All right. The Enterprise F is not bad looking. She's not my favorite ship. I think she's got some flaw. There's definitely some designs that I don't like about it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I touched on it. Mine even has the weird hollow neck that goes with it. So this is just a quick little resin print that I did. Nice detail, nice model. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see it. I'd like to know what happened to the E. Because I know Picard, Picard left her to become the Admiral. So it's kind of one of those things. I still would like to know what happened to the ship that we got. It is interesting to hear that we may get another movie from the TNG cast, which would be pretty cool. Which, if there's a TNG movie, guess what, guys? Spoilers, they can't die. Just kind of throwing that out there a little bit. So, no, the Odyssey class I think is going to be kind of cool. I'll be honest, I didn't think the image we saw was very good. I think they could have stepped it up graphically a little bit, but they were trying to see how we would feel about it. So I can't fault that yet. I will eventually fault it, but not yet. So you gotta sell me on her. I'm just fixing some gaps and some holes right now. So, with my favorite way to fix stuff. Because the 3D printing pen, this is using a filament spool that I couldn't finish with a printer. So I'm using it as a welding agent. So we've got Star Trek Picard in February. We've got Prodigy starting soon. Again, on October 27th, we get the rest of Season 1 finally. So a lot of Star Trek coming up. So don't be surprised. There's even talk of about another Battlestar Galactica reboot. So I was a little shocked to hear that one, but you know, I shouldn't have been. It's so many ways you can tell the story and just perspectives that you could do. So I shouldn't have been surprised that they were gonna possibly try to reboot it again. So, but so right now I can't really go any further. And you're like, Mike, but go further. I can't because of the epoxy. Because I don't want to do the epoxy in the house. That's a go to the garage and do job to put in. Basically, like I said, these are going to get cut down and get put in as supports on both sides to really build up the strength of the model. So the model's got to be really nice and strong for this to work. So I'm gonna get that out of the way. So basically I am at a stopping point with the Galactica for tonight. And looking at the time, it's almost been an hour, but you know what? We still got some time to work. But you guys can see this thing is going to be a massive bear. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Should I keep going with this one on the stream? Is this something you want to continue to watch? Is this one just kind of a meh, you know? What's your guys' inputs on her? So, I mean, this is going to be one mean looking ship when it's done. And you know me, when I go big, I go big. And this is kind of I didn't get to make a Halloween costume project this year. So all right, well, unfortunately the next step is off camera. But when we come back, I will have this one big hull piece solid. So this piece will be one solid chunk. We'll be ready to easily adhere these, which will also give support to the main body as well, because these two will connect back here. This one will be connected up here. So it'll also help bridge. But in all honesty, the ship's going to be sitting on these, which is part of the problem. That puts a ton of weight on these pressure points right here. So not only do I have to make sure the backbone is strong, I have to make sure my connection point here is strong, which may wind up being, I may have to do a pin and peg system in these and have basically a pin that'll slide in to actually give a little bit of additional support, along with some 3D printed welds. I think will make this one look really, really nice. So, but yeah, Man, I can't even keep her in the camera's view. I'm sorry, guys. She's way off over there. But you can see it's just off the mat. It's I don't know what I'm thinking here. Oh man, I am kind of going crazy on this one. So, but yeah, we're gonna get the live streams hopefully back a little bit more stable. I do know the 24th of October there will be no live stream. I may post a video. I'm gonna ask it here. You guys are here. Would a video on what I use to make videos with be helpful? Just a little side spot. I use this device to make my YouTube videos. Oh, the underside? Oh. There's her belly. Then actually when this goes on, you guys can see it's gonna definitely be a bit of a support game getting that just right. It's gonna be a little hard, so definitely gonna be some cursing, some clamps, a few other things as we go through trying to make this work as one big solid ship. But the support is definitely going to be key, because basically all that weight is going to sit right where my hand is, because it's going to have to hold up this big booty, and you're going to have this big front end to work with. So there's going to be a lot here that's going to have to be held up. So no, didn't lose any detail. Some of the detail is going to get replaced nowadays, like the guns. I'm not happy with how they look when I've got some models for the actual guns from the Galactica. So I may print, smooth that off, put a magnet in there, and actually put the guns that maybe can turn. So definitely some thought process and stuff to go on. Still some supports to remove. I just noticed those. That's a never-ending battle as you go through with a 3D print. You always find something. So, but like I said, support should just pop. If your supports aren't popping, you've gone too hard. Because they should just pop away. Just like that. So, yeah. There she is, guys. Well, guys, I appreciate you all joining tonight. My voice is starting to go. So, unfortunately, that's kind of the name of the game here. The voice is starting to run out. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream. Next week, I plan on having this piece in one solid chunk as we come back, and we'll hopefully have the screen issue sorted out to where I can start doing some Cura work and some Fusion 360. So like I said at the beginning of the stream, this is purposely done. I want to print a separate piece with extreme resin detail to really make these sections like this pop. Especially back here around the engine sections, I did the same thing. I just want to make them pop, so they were gapped. You can see it here too. Basically, I cut off that part of the print and left it open. So definitely some areas to work on, have fun with, and we are going to do just that. So yeah. If you guys are new here, just checking this out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a current subscriber, you are much appreciated, and I thank you very much for being here. Definitely leave the comment down below, help the video get some traction out there on the YouTubes, and make sure you hit that likes button, because everybody deserves a good like every once in a while, right? So, and one more thing before we leave, especially for all you gearheads. This book just came out today by Theodore Gray. Go check him out. Theodore Gray at Twitter. I believe it's Theodore Gray at Instagram, and Theodore Gray for YouTube, and Theodore Gray on TikTok. Go check out his stuff. Book's really well done, really beautiful. I'll open it up here and kind of show. Unfortunately, the light kind of hinders. But if you're into engines or motors of any kind, this is a gorgeous book. So definitely go check him out. The book just dropped today. So definitely go give it a good look and good read. I'll put a link to the book down in the description below so you guys can find it as well. So definitely one more thing to go check out. I'm really excited about it. I know it's kind of the first thing for him to put out. And just kind of, you know, if you're a gearhead, go check it out. So definitely one of those fun things. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate you. You are always appreciated. If you got questions, leave it down in the comment below. And we will catch you guys all in the next stream.